Yeah, Timmins. So I almost killed myself driving the friggin' truck, right? And somehow I made it there, barely. And my shit's rolling around in the back. I got all this stuff that I wasted all this money on that I'm gonna put in storage. And I think that I have a job interview at Home Depot. So I've totally left my whole life behind. And I'm quite a loner at this point. Definitely become quite the loner. Well, look what I'm doing. I'm moving out to the middle of nowhere. And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to move out in the middle of nowhere. Because basically I'd learned a lot of things on YouTube. Maybe about myself. And I remember I used to get really into, I'm into prepper. I'm a prepper, and I'm into being prepared, self-sufficient. I would rather live like out on a homestead than and live like the Amish than the life that I eventually had. Looking back, like I would be ready for that now. And I move out there, and I make it there. Wait till I tell you the story about the cow, the farm girl that I dated there for one night. Oh my god. So, but I'm just gonna skim over this because I've been out here for quite a while today. I get to Timmins, and I'm staying in the Comfort Inns, and it's, kind of shitty. And I know that I gotta find a room, I gotta find a place, and I got nothing set up. And what I realized when you move to one of these cities is, later on, I remember my friend Dave told me, he's like, oh yeah, little cities or something. And then I'm like, yeah, because I'd left. Like let's say the one McDonald's, and you're a crabby guy like me, maybe. And like, if you go in and have a bad interaction with somebody in Montreal, you're like, okay, fuck this place, man. I'm not even going here anymore. But like, if that happens in Timmins, like that's the McDonald's maybe you've been sleeping behind. Well, I had my car and everything, I was set up. But there's obviously homeless people there, and there's like reserve Indians that live there, and they don't fuck around. They'll fucking kill you, fucking beat the shit out of you, right? So, but it's a cool place. I liked it. It's like an outdoorsy place, right? If you want to go hunting and shit. And I wanted to be out there. I might even go out there soon. If I could get out there, I'd have to take the rest of half of the money I might have soon and just go, hey man, sorry, I gotta leave this room, and go out there. I don't know where I'm gonna go, but I'm gonna figure it out right now, I'll tell you. Anyway, Timmins, what I realized is I get in these interactions, you're going to have to go to the Walmart, you're going to have to go to the McDonald's, and you deal with these people. So get used to it. Alright? Eventually I got in with some painters there, and things didn't really work out. I don't have ill feelings with those guys, but they really fucked me, man. Like, we were working on the hospital, and like, I wasn't the best taper yet. But like, just because I wasn't doing one corner right, I was skimming it, and then he took over for me. That doesn't make you guys so much better. I mean, I was really a good painter at that point, and some of them were really judgmental, and I made like a couple of mistakes, tiny stuff, right? Like, oh, what'd you do? Like, nobody ever treated me like that before. Those people in Timmins were almost all dicks. And I guess that's the way they are out there. It's real tough out there. But I was happy. I took shitty wages. I'm like, yeah, fuck, let's do the hospital. And these guys, they're so kind of inexperienced out there. Or they think they're great. But none of them are wearing masks. We're ripping the flooring out. And we're painting the whole fucking rooms, and they're like, oh yeah, breathing it in. All smokers. Like, what the fuck, dude? And they're looking at me like I'm crazy because I have a mask on. And the hospital people are probably like, how come he's only got a mask on? And that's why they're going like to me like, yo, it's because it's like a rubber or a plastic or whatever. And this is like ages old shit. They're like, oh, it's I can't remember what they said. And I was like, yeah? What do you think, I'm fucking retarded? I've already done crazy ass, dumb, stupid ass shit when I was fucking learning how to paint in Ontario. Like fucking finish work in a hockey arena spraying and take the fucking alcohol and pour it all over my hands and go, oh shit. And they're like, what are you doing? Or not even wearing your fucking your respirator in the fucking when you're in the arena when we're spraying, which is insane. I remember the boss told me you could just drop dead like 30 years later because it's epoxy, right? Epoxy will fuck you up, but the guy spraying it, he's a nutcase. It's just like in roofing. Most people are nutcases. The best guys are nutcases. And that's just how it is. You will go nuts trying to get that good. And then someone will take advantage of you. So, they really screwed me. And then I'm like, fuck, can I have like a day off? Or something? Like it was near the end of the project. I'm living in my fucking car, and they're all like, oh, fuck, this guy's living in his fucking car. They can't believe it. I'm trying to be so nice to them. I remember I bought them even grams and shit. I go like, here, man, I came over to their place. We had beers and shit. We hung out. They totally fucking stabbed me in the back when I went for like a day off. And they're like, what the fuck, you took a day off? And when I was gone, they all stabbed me in the back. Because they didn't want me coming into their crew, and they wanted a temp thing. And the boss, I don't know. The boss, he was really like, I can't remember their names. Or that guy, he probably still works out there. But he didn't want to fuck his crew up too, because I guess he noticed he didn't like what he saw. His crew kind of got like, yeah, this guy, nah, which can happen when you work somewhere. And I'm trying. Probably, I don't know, I'm trying my hardest, but I'm a great painter at this point. For sure, right? So, anyway, they totally fucked me. So I'm like, what the fuck, man? And then either it ended or I had to quit or I was fired. And then like, fuck you, man. Like, fuck this, fuck you. And they're like, yeah, okay, see ya. Oh, no, wait. I got, just before I got I was like, okay, I noticed what was happening. And then I was like, okay, and then I just went to resumes around. And then the best company, the top, I can't remember the name. He's like, yeah, come on in. So then I was like, oh, okay. So then it happened at the same time. So then I went over to him. And these guys are like stone walls at this point. And I'm still young. I don't even, I'm just like, but at this point I'm a bit experienced now with how these guys operate, right? Like if you go in and they're like, all right, we can give you 24, you know? And then we could do that for a couple weeks. And the thing is, if you say anything, you're like, and then you go, and I remember I went like, well, and that's where it kind of gets sticky. And then they're like, what do you mean? You know, it's like, but I think I still had the job there, so I was like, I hadn't quit yet, or something. And just, with the other job, at the hospital. And I'm over there in the interview, and then he goes like, oh, and then I go, okay. And then I think I said, okay, like, I could do like, I think it was 25, or maybe 23. And then as soon as you get in your car as a painter, you're like, oh man, I'm fucked now. It's going to be impossible to get, and they showed me around and that, and they were way more set up than this kind of like other crew that I was working with and that, you know. I don't know how that crew was even working on the hospital. They were really kind of like, I don't think they would be at a level that should be in the hospital so much. Like I said, with the masks and just how they kind of were. They're kind of hicks out there more. I guess maybe I'm a bit more refined, or I don't even know how to describe it right now. But I've been around, and they stick together and all that. So it's not really like a friendly town, and you get that vibe right away, So I go like, okay, and then right away I knew in my car, I'm like, okay, I'm fucked. And at this point, I'm living at the gym. I am living at the gym and showering at the gym. I'm living in the parking lot of the fucking gym. There's only one gym there. I go drive to the Walmart, and then I start living in the Walmart parking lot because the Wi-Fi from the hotel goes right to the thing. And I remember this fucking van pulled up one night, and then beside I'm the only one there, and it's like I'm fucking sleeping, and they're looking around, looking in, and I think there was two of them, and I'm like fucking frozen, and then they just fucking pulled out, and I was like, holy shit, I fucking like almost lost my mind. And it becomes terrifying when you're like living stealth and doing all the shit that people do on YouTube. It's not easy, man. I've done it, and now I'm gonna go back into this and it's gonna be insane. Because I don't have nothing in it anymore. I don't have a car. I don't have no backing. You know what I mean? I'm 50. So anyways, I either quit my job, and then I told this guy, fuck that. I'll come in for 30. And he gave me the uniform already, so I had the job. Then I quit this other place. Fuck you. They fucked me. And then I'm realizing that, oh shit, I might have to go back to Montreal now. Like shit, it's crazy. I've been living in my car in 40 below weather, where the condensation it locks to the ground in the parking lot, and I have to kick it away when I get out of my car. And I'm living in my car. I might even be getting fumes, even though the car was really new. I never really used my car like other people. This was like when I would only use my car a lot was when I went there. Or when I'd go to BC to paint Lucy's house, maybe. But, or other trips I took. But, my car was in pretty good shape. I was worried about that. And my testicles, from crouching in the back seat, is I already had a surgery, a long time ago for, entanglement. So I was like, oh, fuck. And I couldn't handle it anymore. I remember I started having beers in the car in Walmart parking lot. And then I had my storage, which is right beside the Walmart parking lot. And then I was hanging out in my fucking storage unit because I couldn't find a place to live. And fucking, it was hell. It was kind of hell. But I mean, I guess it was better than what I was doing in Montreal. And so then fucking, I started drinking and getting depressed. I guess that's when I really started getting depressed, maybe, at that point in my life. Because I failed. And I remember I found a rock in my chips, in the cheapest chips in the Walmart, and I go in there, I'm like, what the fuck, you just cracked my tooth and everything? And it was a fucking rock from Walmart. And the manager's like, oh, okay, well, you gotta fill this out and all this shit. And dental work, and I was like, everything was so fucked up for me that I was like, fuck it. But I mean, it didn't chip my tooth in a big way, but I mean, it fucked me up or whatever. And I'm in the car, and actually I'm living outside. Yeah, that's why I was like, I can't take Walmart to court for a rock I just ate if I'm living outside in the parking lot. Right? So fucking, I would drive to the gym, take shower, and work out too. I'd cut my hair in the gym there. I remember shave my head, and people were like, what the fuck are you shaving your head right here, man? I gotta walk over here, right? But hey, you gotta fucking do it. I didn't have a Starbucks like when I'm in BC where I just shave my head in a bathroom and duck out. Shower there, living in my car. I felt screwed. I had to protect myself again and go back because I think I was still receiving welfare from. Sometimes I'd leave Montreal and I'd still be receiving welfare in Ontario for a while. A lot of people do that, I guess, or I did. And then they'd get the money back later somehow. And when I'd move in Quebec, and they'd be like, "Oh, you owe us $3,000 or $4,000." Or I did that recently, yeah. And they took it back because I hadn't done my taxes in 8 years, and I had to do my taxes just to get access to the thing online and all this shit, and because I got to get a passport. And all this shit. That's the only reason I did it. And then they're like, "Oh shit! I actually had money. I actually had like $3,000 or some shit that I got to me." And I was like, "Holy shit! Fuck! I didn't even know I would have gotten money if I had done my taxes." Because I'm like, "Oh, I owe them what? $3,000. I did this, my debts. I have no clue about anything, right? I'm just totally lost." And so I fucking call him back and I go, you know what? I can do 30 because at this point I know what this is going to cost and everything, and I know what it's going to do to me. And it was kind of a wild move, but I've done a lot of wild moves in my time, right? And I felt as though I could get stranded out there, and I wasn't really prepared. So then I started selling all my shit from the storage unit because I didn't want to drag it all back to Montreal. I guess I realized, you know what? I don't know what I was going to do, but maybe that was smart because now I'm kind of much like a minimalist. I don't care about stuff like that. I don't want to have a relationship in an apartment right now, and I can't right now. Like, I would rather be way out, you know what I mean? Doing my own thing. So I sold everything to these guys out there, and they were all like, "Holy shit!" Because they can't get this stuff out there. There's nothing out there. Even the mall has like nothing in it. There's like a David's Tea, and nothing out there, right? Still would like it out there. I mean, who knows what's out there now? But there's no Costco or anything. You know what I mean? It's like there's one IGA. There's like a couple of bars. You know what I mean? And everybody knows everybody, right? So I think that was it, because if I guess I burned a bridge, and then I felt like, oh, I'm gonna see those guys because I see them every day now, or I see them there. And I moved into this, I had sold my shit. I moved into this flea infested, this place. I don't want this place to hate on me or whatever, but this place, it's right in the middle. It was disgusting. I'm not gonna, in this room that I had to like dip in bleach. And then I was like, oh my God. And then my mammoth blanket was like, what are you doing with this tent blanket, this sleeping bag? My stuff was getting like, I'm like scratching. It was a disgusting place, tiny. The showers is like tiny. And I'm living in my car and this, and then I had to get out of there. There was a bar under it, so everyone probably knows what I'm talking about now. I remember I got so wasted in that bar. I went upstairs. Everyone can hear me puking, and then some nights you could hear other people puking, I guess. But yeah, and then I remember I went to the liquor commission there, the beer store, and I was drunk, and they're like, I was getting more Red Stripe or something. They're like, are you drunk? I was like, I don't know if I said yeah or no or something. They're like, oh, well, if you had a drink, then I can't give you any more. And I'm like, sorry. But I was still kind of drunk that I was like, oh, okay, thanks, whatever. And then I was why I went to that bar, because I guess I'm such a loner that I would have been drinking alone. And I was forced to go to that bar. That's probably the only time I went to that bar. I think maybe I went again. And there was some guy there who was a regular, and we kind of hit it off, actually, even though he's really quiet. Just sat beside him, and I think I bought him drinks. He bought me drinks. And it was like a gross place, really nobody in there, and people are a lot of shady characters, right? A lot of shady characters, right? So I'm on my guard for sure, right? As I always am. And because I saw some stuff, and there's homeless people out there too. There's this crazy guy who drives around in the sports car. So I got out of there, and then I had to go back to Montreal, and I felt so defeated. So I guess I got depressed, and then that's probably when I really got depressed in my life, and which is probably, it's been ongoing. And now it's really, really, really dipping, but I'm gonna just get my shit together and get out of wherever I am, and we'll see what I can do. But and then I got an apartment, the apartment where I ended up having the 3-year war, where the woman upstairs was just torturing me. But first I had to go back to that landing pad. So and then I was like, no, I couldn't do it. That's how bad it was. It was like, no, I'd rather be I'd rather be homeless or in my car. I'm not putting myself through that again. So I was in my car, and then I got the place. And then so I'm totally defeated. I've failed in my life. I'm a total loner. I like being a loner, but it's getting difficult now. And then I got that apartment, and for a while I was really relaxed because it was cool, and it was right at the street. It's on La Cordère, right there. Like the street's right there. My balcony is like a 2-foot, 3-foot thing, slab. It's a nice little balcony, but it's all connected with the other one. And I just closed the window, and I'm always in there. I never went in the balcony, right? And then I started. For a while, it was okay there. It was really relaxing because I was rid of I was able to just kind of de-stress and be by myself. And I started working again with my career, and things were going great. I had clients. It's probably the best time of my life, maybe. When I was living with Lucy, that was probably the best time. And then this is kind of after that, I guess. I was going on with my career, and I started working with those companies again, and then I worked on my own. I was so confident. So even if anything happens to me now, whatever, I had a kind of a good life, I guess. But I don't want to die or anything. So like when you go to the hospital, like, are you suicidal? Like, no, it's like, no, I'm just depressed, man. Look at all this shit I've been through. You know what I mean? To me, this is crazy shit. Maybe you guys, this is like, oh, what the fuck? It's boring. And then I was okay. And then I don't know what happened. What happened? Oh, dating didn't really go well. My dating, I guess I stopped doing as much of that. I still would date, but I don't know if it was at the end of my credit card. Maybe my credit cards were coming to their end. But I'd become such a lone painter, and I'm such a loner, that I would date. But then at some point I stopped dating. I can't remember when I stopped dating, if it was Lucy. Wait, no, I was not dating from this apartment on La Cordère. Yeah, after Lucy, I might have dated, but when I got to this apartment back from Timmins, I'm defeated, and I can't remember if I was dating. I might remember later. But my credit cards, COVID hit. I started losing my clients. No, I didn't start losing my clients. I had like one client, and I didn't want to work for anyone anymore because I got screwed so many times. And maybe I had so many issues at this point, or thought that I could live on welfare. And then that's what I did. I realized, like, maybe from YouTube or just open-minded people, that I was like, okay, fuck this. What am I killing myself for? And then I started saying, okay, I'm going to live here, and that's it, man. Right now, I'm going to live here and figure out myself. And then COVID hit, I got, I'm depressed, and then I started getting poor, looking for cigarettes on the ground. I'd go out looking for cigarettes because I'd done that before somewhere, and that was my thing. I had a 3-year war with this lady, and I was losing my mind. They're following me. I started smoking nicotine again for creativity, and I painted all this great shit. I started getting wasted, weed and beer, and I built like a Redbubble channel, and which makes me money now. And finally, well, it takes a while, right? And now I know a lot other stuff about to make money online. Kind of, I'm still learning, but like it took me a while to learn how to build designs for that shop and everything. But while I was there, I remember when I bought that 200 crypto and my credit cards were going out, I just focused on myself, and I was screwed. Parked my car, there was still like $4,000 owed to the bank, and I was like, okay, I'm screwed. And then everybody was locked in their place. I was just felt okay, and I was productive. I actually did something productive with that. But then the war started, and then it was crazy. I started fighting back. I destroyed the whole ceiling of my place, but I was able to fix it before I left because I was a professional painter and taper, which is insane. And, well, I did what I could without fucking... Man, that was crazy. I'll go through that later. And then, I ended up losing my mind, and my stepfather's like, oh yeah, come work on my ranch. So he's got to sell his ranch, but everyone usually hates him, and I don't want to see my stepsister or anyone from my family, but I have no choice now. It's been a long time, right? So I go down there, he basically rips me off, I work my ass off, and my sister, I get to see my sister, but she's his soldier, and they got millions and millions, right? So they drive me into kind of a hole where I'm like, what is going on here? Like, you guys gonna, they're giving me like peanuts right at the end, and I'm like, this is insane. And he's already set up me to go live with his daughter who's lost her mind, and Stephanie in Montreal. She has this big huge place. Like, oh, you're gonna go there and everything's good, and I'm like, yeah, everything's good. Like, I'm gonna get paid. Like, what the fuck's going on here? And this is the cheapest guy in the world. I'll talk about him later. But she screws me too. I'm like, this is insane. And then I finally I stonewalled him, and I was like, okay, so let's get this set up. I want this and this by the time I get back. And he's like, yeah, I'm coming to get you, da, 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 da. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this to see what he does, because if he even blows me off like he's been, I want this Trailer Park Boys hoodie. And he should have already had it mailed to where I was, like multiple times, right? Or went and got it to the ranch already, even, because I mentioned it. And he would have made a lot more money off of me. So eventually I almost finished what we were doing in Ottawa. I'm working for nothing there with his nutcase brother, doing crazy shit, these huge ladders. And then I go, look, if I don't get that hoodie here now, what's going on, this and that. He has the gall, and he's coming to get me to go back to work on his ranch. And this is what I want to do. I love doing this stuff. I haven't been able to do it since, because I've completely been fallen apart now, and I lost all my tools in the process. So he's coming, and I'm completely wrecked, and I'm drinking like crazy at this point, No, his brother doesn't drink, yeah, but I was drinking like crazy. And now that I'm in this apartment alone and I'm not with him or her, I'm drinking like crazy, and I've already lost my mind now. Well, no, I just have to get out of this situation, right? I was happy to work on the ranch, but I didn't know that at this point, I didn't know that I was going to get nothing. So all my tools are there. I've taken them to work on this shit, and some of my tools are at the ranch. And he's got a big barrel of the expensive oil I got him to buy, and it's all set up. I've already gutted the whole fucking ranch out. I'm ready to do that shit. And I would have liked to do that shit. He's such an idiot, fuck. So, and then I'm doing all this crazy shit, and I'm like, okay, fuck this shit. This is insane. I broke down. I had a mental breakdown. I go, look, you send me that hoodie now, or this and that. He's had the gall to be like, what are you talking about? What hoodie? I'm such millionaire, right? Mr. Millionaire? Okay, that was that. Done. Told her, boom. He's coming to get me now. So I didn't tell her. I go, Stephanie, that's it. Yeah, I'm coming. Because I've been telling her, and she's like, what are you doing? Just come here. She's rich, right? She's chilling, getting wasted. And I had met her. We'd visited there so I'd have a room there. Alan, the cheap guy goes there. So then, that's it. I'm moving with her. But then that's a whole nother saga. That's where I'm gonna stop because I'm gonna have to go home. But then things got really bad because she was really a bad alcoholic, and I was she'd just say, here's my card, and go get all the stuff. And it was a crazy amount of stuff. We won't believe. And I was doing my own drinking, but nothing compared to like her. Like, I don't drink hard liquor, I'll have like maybe 8 beers, max 9. Like the tall beers. And good beer, like craft beer. So, because if you drink like normal beer, like Budweiser or normal beers, and you get up into the like higher, you're gonna get sick. So maybe that's a good thing. I mean, you can use that to your advantage. But I mean, the other beers are so much better. Like I really like IPAs, craft IPAs, like juicy ones and hazy ones, like Refined Fools. But in Quebec, it's another story. The Beaver one there, those ones are a different level. In Quebec, in Ontario, things are kind of shitty. Even the weed I miss in Montreal, like they got the blueberry, they got the Laguna or whatever, the cheap stuff that's amazing, and basic things like, okay, give me watermelon, give me this, give me that. It's not like BC where you can go and go, okay, give me Master Kush, which is one of my favorites. Which is why I want to go back to BC. BC's got the best weed. That's why everyone lives there. But I'll go back into the story with her and how I took her to the hospital. Well, she went to the hospital in an ambulance, but I basically was like, okay, this is it. This is like, she could have died, I could have died from all the smoking I've done. I can't believe I'm still alive. I'm going to go home now because I don't even have any cigars or weed here, which is sad. But the key thing is I didn't get any beer today, and I could have because I have money. And I'm definitely going to do something very reckless soon. But I have to keep my wits here. And I was getting like diarrhea and I was sick. So, and I know it was from the beer. So, or I hope it was, because I can barely get into this bathroom at this place I'm living. So I have to go when no one's there, or when they're in the room and they're not cooking and they're all in there like fucking going, Arriba. It's like, oh my God. They're very loud, compared to me. I'm very quiet and I'm very depressed. So it's a difficult time right now. But you know, they're quiet sometimes. Anyways, I gotta go. I'll get back into the rest later, guys. Have a good one. Please like and subscribe. And I'm just kind of doing this kind of childhood and memory stuff right now. I'll get into other stuff later, different topics, and tons of other things. I'm sure I came up with some great ideas today. And there's no wind now. My early recordings there from the other days are all windy and they're all bad, but I'll learn how to do this, I guess. I'll find ways to, maybe I'll be squatting somewhere in some building city or somewhere, who knows. But I'd rather do that than be in the situations that I keep putting myself in, so something's wrong. At least I got my laptop. My laptop's dying though, like the fan. I got the Swift, Acer Swift. I don't know what's up. And I'm worried now because like the battery still works a bit, but now I took the 2 screws off and opened it. It would turn off by itself from overheating, and I guess the fan's not working properly anymore. And I'm not gonna have money to like, I'm gonna use that thing till its last. I'm gonna be probably carrying that thing around for a couple of years. I don't know. Hopefully. And I'll use it for short periods at restaurants and Wi-Fi spots, because I'll be needing to upload stuff, and because that's what I like doing. Not so much this stuff, but like, you know, I like to make beats and mix this stuff up on another channel, and I like to get into music production and you know, Fruity Loops and all that stuff, because I'm really into rap music and beats and stuff like that. So I need to have my laptop, and this is an iPhone 7, so it's old. I had trouble yesterday. I did this whole video over there in the sun, an hour and a half video for this other channel I have that I'm starting, or I don't know what the hell I'm doing. It was just a video talking about what the situation I'm in, what I'm gonna do, getting ripped off, and now I'm here in Ontario. But this is an iPhone 7, and you know, I like it. It's actually probably the best one out of the iPhones. It's small and thin, and like, I still have my iPhone 4S. That's the fucked up thing. I'm gonna order the battery for it before I leave here in like a month or two, if I have to leave and I don't get a job quickly. Yeah. And I'm gonna put a battery in it, and hopefully the one from eBay works. And because I got like $700, $800 worth of music in there that I bought, even though I have all that music on my USB sticks from my Bandcamp collection, which is a huge collection. My Rogue Ninja Bandcamp collection. That cost me all the money that was from my credit cards. So all the money I spent for my credit cards, basically I gave to artists. I blew it all on Bandcamp, on rap, and lo-fi boom bap. And then I learned, that's when I got into beats. And then I found the God Fahim and Dump God, and I realized like these producers like Derringer are like gods. And I was like, holy shit. And that's how I got all into that stuff. But you know, yeah, it's an iPhone 7. My main interest music's mad good, like Wu-Tang, Twin Perils, you know, Lone Ninja, June Marks. These guys are like, to me, the gods, you know. The God Fahim, Dump God, Kung Fu, Griselda. That's all I really fuck with. You know, Nirvana, Stained, you know. Oh, is that a fucking ant? How am I gonna live? How am I gonna be homeless if I can't even handle an ant on me? Like, if I have this huge phobia of centipedes in these basements, which is a big reason of why I'm gonna do this, which is crazy. People will say I'm crazy, but how am I gonna live in the woods if I can't even handle these fucking centipedes and shit like that? But yeah, what else? Wu Wu-Tang, and you know, I guess I'll do it one day. I'll do like my favorite rappers, Trademark, the Skydiver, Benny Banks, and man, so many rappers have died now. Like YBC Dole, oh man, he was an amazing rapper. And then these guys are so young too. Lil Jeff, oh man, he was crazy, man. These guys are killers. And they're so talented, but it's tragic. But anyways, more about the music, the beats is my thing. I'm not a rapper, you know. I would like to, like, but I'd have to be really financially stable to I think be able to get into that. I can barely, like, I'll probably be able to barely, like, upload updates of myself soon and go, hey guys, I'm out of Tim Hortons. You know. Anyway, it's therapeutic for me to talk like this, like, because I haven't been talking to a lot of people, so, you know, it's better that I'll be getting it out. And you know, I've been coming to the park for the past couple of days, and you know, maybe I'll meet some good friends online. But mainly with this channel, the audio memos, it's like my personal life, like my actual whole life right there. Like I don't give a shit anymore, you know. Like I remember for so long I've been so hesitant to do stuff or hide, and probably because of the things that I did, like what happened with my brother, and things I'm ashamed of. But maybe it's better for me to just talk about it, and then it's there. I don't care if people hear it. I just want to have building this thing because kind of more for myself, because I can go back and listen later, and then I'll remember things, and it will open parts of myself, and where I can figure out myself, and maybe someone would get something out of it, and who knows, they'd like and subscribe, and I'd actually get subscribers, you know. And if I do become homeless, I'm not going to be one of those guys on YouTube, like, that's always begging. There's no way. I don't think I would be doing that. It's not the way I am, really. Like, I'm really kind of more like shy, and to my, you know, I've really become really antisocial, and you know what I mean. It's going to be hard for me to do any type of panhandling. I don't know. But anyways, take care, guys. I'm going to do more updates, and I'm going to go through stories later. And if you ever wanted to hear more about a story that I mentioned, just let me know in the comments, and then I'll do a video on that. And that would be awesome, you know. So take care, guys.